welcome to today's session. We'll be dealing with library building furniture and equipments today. Library is a trinity of resources, readers and staff. It is a place where interaction between the reader, the book and the librarian takes place. In order to achieve the objectives of the library, there should be an attractive and convenient library building furniture and equipments. In a good functional building, the objectives of the library can be achieved much more easily and economically than in a badly planned one. An architect will not be able to plan a good library building because he does not know clearly the functions of the library and has only a vague idea about the different activities which will be going on it. He can never fully understand the interrelationship of various sections in a library. Only a librarian can understand the details about the working of a library. Therefore, active participation of the librarian in planning a library building becomes essential. Such participation will be more meaningful if a librarian understands the basic principles of good architecture and is able to distinguish a good building from a bad one. Below are mentioned some of the essentials of a good library building. Facilities. The library building should be able to meet the basic requirements of users, staff and resources. Enough lighting and proper ventilation is must. It should be able to accommodate future developments. Site. Before planning the library building, the site of the building is to be determined because all plans will not be applicable to all sites. The choice of the site should be conveniently accessible to the user community to be served. The future expansion of the library is also to be anticipated. The site of the library influences greatly the extent of the use of the services. The site of the public library should be the one which most people are likely to find convenient. This should be the place where normally public visits more often than any other place. Therefore, it is better to select near the marketplace. At the same time, the atmosphere is to be comparatively silent. In the case of college library, it should be easily accessible from each department, and in the case of university library, it is to be located at the center part of the campus. Functionalism. A building must be useful. No building exists for its own sake. It exists for some human activity. A house, a temple, a college, a library exists because some human activity has to take place in it. The nature of the activity determines the plane and the form of the building. In short, the building is the expression and dramatization of its function. The building should also be beautiful. Another aspect of functionalism is humanism. Functionalism must be interpreted not only in mechanical but also in human terms because human beings give meaning to a building. Style. Style is also an important factor. An attractive style of a building, whether it is a house, college, university or library, will automatically come to the minds of people. The architecture is the science and art of making buildings useful as well as beautiful. In order to make the library building stylish, the service of a good architect is to be utilized. Economic factors. Financial support and limitations must be kept in mind while planning a library building. This may be the prime factor while planning. If there is not enough fund, the plan cannot be executed. If there is 25 lakhs for library building, the planning must be done according to that fund. Planning of library building. There are mainly three elements for library planning. They are program, preliminary plan, work drawings. The program is written statement prepared by the librarian or authority describing purpose, scope and functions of the building. It should state the specific needs, outline in detail the area, requirements and functions of the building. Preliminary plans contain the architect's graphic expression of the written program showing floor plans as well as the introductory sketches relating to the interior of the building. Preparation of working drawing is the final step in the planning, which comprises of scale plans, elevations, detailed drawings and the written specifications required for the construction of the building. Library furniture. The physical plan of a library is incomplete without proper furniture, fittings and furnishings. The right type of furniture can add to the functional effectiveness of the library to a great extent. Much of the library furniture has been standardized, and within the standardized dimensions there are a lot of varieties available. Library is to be used by several people for several years, so it is essential that the furniture and equipments acquired in the library are strong, sturdy, functionally adequate and made of good quality materials. Functionally efficient and aesthetically pleasing items of furniture built according to accepted standards and specifications alone should be purchased to the library. Bureau of Indian Standards has brought out specifications for library furniture and fittings. The needs of the furniture and equipment of individual departments and sections should be given careful consideration so that the users and the staff experience ease, comfort, convenience and efficiency in their work. Generally, library furniture is of two types, wooden and metal. Plastic furniture is also available. Normally, either wooden or metal is used. In the case of book racks, the preference is given to steel racks, and in the case of chairs, tables, issue counters, etc., wood is used. The outlay for furniture and equipment for new building will be 10 to 15% of the total cost of the building. The librarian has to remember that the furniture selected should be durable, functional and beautiful. Important items of furniture are library stack or shelving, periodical display rack, catalogue cabinet, circulation counter, table and chair, miscellaneous items. Now, let us have a brief description of each one. Library stack. There are two types of library stack, metal and wood. There are also single-faced and double-faced shelving. Steel shelving. The high-quality steel shelving permits us to have thin shelves. This will result the saving of a lot of space in the stockroom and other storage areas. Steel does not twist or wrap with humidity changes, seasoning or aging. It is impervious to termites and other insects. It is always possible to interchange parts, but care must be taken to ensure that the sheet is sufficient gauge or thickness to bear the loads. Wood shelving. Both single-faced and double-faced shelves are available in wood also. Wood offers a warmth of texture and a richness that steel cannot match. Wood can be used for various kinds of furniture in the library, periodical and newspaper racks and shelves, sloping shelves for magazine display, divided shelf for vertical storage of thin books, CDs, unbound periodicals, etc. Periodical display rack. Periodical display racks are mainly three types. Pigeonhole type. It has two parts. One is a cupboard in the bottom and the other pigeonholes at the top. Overall height and width are 225 cm into 180 cm. Depth is 30 cm in the pigeonhole portion and 45 cm in the button cupboard part. Each unit will hold 36 journals in the pigeonhole part. The back issues of same are stored in the cupboard part. Step type gallery type. In this type, the periodicals are displayed stepwise, each step being 5 cm deep and 15 cm high. Length of the rack is generally 90 cm. There may be 4 to 5 steps, and on each step 4 to 5 journals can be displayed. On a single-sided rack, 20 to 25 journals can be displayed. Inclined type. This is perhaps the best of display rack. It is a box type rack with 5 or 6 horizontal shelves covered by hinged wooden plank with an inclination of 30 degrees to the shelf plank. Depending on the design, shelves can be partitioned into pigeonholes, each pigeonhole being provided with individual hinged wooden plank. Catalogue cabinet. Card catalogue cabinet is one of the most important item of furniture frequently used by the users and library staff. Standard cabinet with label holders, card locking rods, safety catches, etc. are available from library suppliers. Steel catalogue cabinet are also available. Hardwood is expensive, but it is more suitable. The cabinet recommended by the Bureau of Indian Standards is having 6 vertical columns by means of 5 intermediate planks with 20 mm thickness and 100 mm on each side. These sides, bottom and the top are covered with 20 mm thick planks. Circulation counter. The circulation counter or charging desk or the issue counter is functioned as the front office of the library, and it should be attractive. It is the main service desk and should be designed that all functions centering in its area can be executed properly. Very seldom the central control desk is brought from ready stock. Most often it is specially designed, keeping in view its special location, specific function and the size of the library operations in view. A multiplicity of activities have to be conducted here. The average height of the counter facing the reader is 1 meter. The width at the top is about 70 centimeter. Enough drawer space is provided to keep all the books and use issue counter records. The counter should also have adequate shelving space to keep the books which are returned. Normally the counter is designed for 2 persons to work at a time. Adequate knee space is provided at the places where the library staff can sit and work. Since high chairs are necessary to work at high counter, footrest is provided to make sitting comfortable. Alternatively, counter can be elevated with wooden or permanent platform. The length and design of the counter vary considerably to suit the specific need of the library. Some of the common designs are rectangular, L-shaped, U-shaped, etc. Whatever design is selected for flexibility, it is better to have small units of 90 centimeter length each, which can be bolted together or just placed side by side to give the illusion of one piece. The counter is invariably made of wood and usually have hard-wearing top made of mica or similar material. Table and chair. Tables. The placing and arrangement of tables in the reading area should be considered at the time of planning new building. It is necessary that tables are arranged in such a way as to allow adequate standard for reading room and tail measures 900 mm into 600 mm for single reader and 2400 mm and 600 mm for 3 readers. The height of the table is 7580 mm. Drawers with locking device and shelf space for keeping the documents are also to be provided. Chairs. The chairs used in the library should be durable and easy to sit. They should also be comfortable. They must neither damage the floor nor noisy when moving from one place to another. Chairs of different types may be needed. The design used should be simple, clean and devoid of much moldings, carvings and other types of ornamentation. In the case of children's section of public libraries, it is better to be colorful to attract the kids. Miscellaneous items. Besides the above mentioned library furniture, a few other items worth considering are book trolley, which is essentially a small book rack mounted on wheels. It is very useful for moving books from one area of the library to the other. Stand, also called dictionary stand, for big and bulky reference books with space below for few other reference books. Display rack for newly acquired books that can be placed in a prominent position. Exhibit cases for display of wide range of items. Atlas stand and newspaper stand with sloping tap. Library equipments. Most of the equipments used in the library are standard office equipments, sometimes adapted for library use. After the proliferation ICT in libraries, almost all ICT equipments are also the inevitable part of libraries. They are computers. Computer is essential equipment for modern library. At least 2 systems are needed even for a small library. One for library staff for management and the other for searching for users. Foreseeing the future developments, it is better to procure the most recent and advanced one. Laptops. Laptops are needed for big libraries. It can be taken from one section to another section and even from library to elsewhere as and when needed. Scanners. Scanners are needed for scanning different documents, digitization process, and photos of the members. There are different types of scanners available, so it is better to select on the basis of the requirement of the library. Barcode readers. Barcode scanners are also needed for circulation. There are mainly two types of barcode readers. One is always kept on, whereas the other can be operated manually. The former is suitable for supermarkets and the latter is suitable for libraries. UPS. UPS is an inevitable equipment for a country like India. Frequent power failure has been occurring here and it will cause the interruption of services. So, in order to avoid power failure, UPS is needed. There are different types with variations in capacity. If there are more than one computer, it is better to purchase the big one rather than single for each. Printer. Printer is needed to print different documents related with library administration. Xerox machine. Xerox facility is one of the service of the library. So, a good Xerox machine is needed for taking copies of the library resources. Presently, Xerox machine cum printer is also available. Air conditioner, AC. The users of the library have to get good reading atmosphere in the library, so AC facility can be made available in the fund support to do it. Telephone. In order to make contact with each section of the library, authority and outside people, telephone facility is very much needed. Water cooler and coffee vending machine. In order to get refreshed while using the library, water cooler and coffee vending machines are needed. OHP. OHP is useful to communicate the matter very easily. LCD projector. In order to give presentations, LCD projector is needed. Laser pointer. Laser pointer will help to point the lines when presentation is taking place. Camera. In order to trace the stealing the library resources, camera is needed in each section of the library. Now, let us summarize this session. Library building furniture and equipments are very important. As per the fifth law of library science, library is a growing organism. So, while planning and constructing the library building, purchasing library furniture and equipment, librarian has to foresee the future developments. Here are a few assignments for you to work on. Try to find out some of the most attractive library building in the world. Prepare a plan for a university library building. What is the importance of the location in a college library building? Here are a few books for you to refer. Library Building and Furniture by H.T. Sharma, Indian Bibliographic Centre, Jalandhar. Library Administration and Management by Krishna Kumar, 1993, Vikas Publishing House, New Delhi. Management of Library and Information Centres, P.S.G. Kumar, 2003, BR Publishing Corporation, Delhi. Thank you for watching this session. We will be discussing another topic in the next session. Till then, bye.